Hello, hello, everyone. I don't like my lighting here. Let me see if I can find another spot. Let's see. Not much better, but it's better lighting. Yes, that works. Thank you, everyone that's already joined. Sorry, I'm a little bit late getting accustomed to the YouTube and how it works. Thank you, Cece, for joining. Donzel, God's Desire. Going to go ahead and introduce myself since I'm running a bit late. I am Jacqueline, content creator for Four Seasons Garden, where we garden in all 4 seasons, whether we garden outdoor or indoors with hydroponics. And we are concentrating on hydroponics right now because it's getting a little cold here in Virginia already. It was rainy and just around here. So I want to thank my moderators, Shelly and Cece, for being here today as we get started. Like I said, I want to keep these to right around 15, 20 minutes. So we're going to try and share my screen again. All right. So if you haven't subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe, like the video, share the video, because we are always going to be bringing you some great content for our. All right. And you guys are seeing the screen. You are. Woo-hoo. Okay, good. I need to be able to do my little finagling. I can move the slides and still see what you guys are saying. All right. About 2 weeks ago, we talked about different plants that I've planted in hydroponics and what I wanted to do this year. Yeah, it's raining in Ohio, Donzel. Yeah, it's a little rainy here. I think we may have had some of the effects from Melissa. I don't think quite yet. I think we were just having some rainstorms coming through here. But I'm really excited about the rain because we have been really having a lot of drought here. So any rain that we can get to move the water table, I'm very happy because I'm on a well. We've never had our well fail, and with God's help and grace, it won't, but I want to make sure that we get enough water in our area here. So what to plant in hydroponics? So we need to have a plan. And I'm going to show you why we need to have a plan with hydroponics. So I wanted to go through all the different kind of hydroponics that I have, because these are the ones that I have found to work for me. I have some sprouts. I have one of the very original ones. I probably had about 3 of them, but with time and age, those have fallen off the wagon. And that one is probably about 10 years old. That's about when I started my hydroponics journey, just with the little sprouts, just testing it out. And it was just for seed starting. That's all I had bought it for, just for seed starting. So the little sprouts are only 3 pods. And then I upgraded to the newer one. And then I even upgraded some more. So I now have 6 of the LEDs. And I think my mom has one, and I think my brother has one. I always like to bring everybody on the trip on hydroponics. So I will lend them out, get them started on their journey. Hey, Farmer Chaz. Yep, you talked about your notebook. Yep, I'm going to give you something that you can write some notes down. And hopefully, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat as we go along the way as well. And then we have the harvest. So the sprouts are the small one. The harvest is a little bit bigger one. I like my originals for lettuce. Those are my favorite. I like to rotate them out. So I'll do 2 of the Harvest Elite originals, and then about 30 days out, I will start the other 2. So I'm continuously having lettuce. I hate buying lettuce. I like to have my salads. So I do keep lettuce like on the continual in the house. So those are the harvest. And then with the harvest, they have some newer versions. They have a round version. They call it the 360. Have three of those. They have a slim. Slim's not my favorite. It's just long. It doesn't configure well. And as you notice, when AeroGarden rebooted earlier this year, they did not bring back the slim. It's just really weird configuration. All right. And then when we talk about the bigger ones, then we're talking about the AeroGarden 7 pod. I have some of the old ones with bulbs. Rashida had found one on Facebook Marketplace, and I told her, no, don't get the one with bulbs. Go with LED. The bulbs burn out really fast. And it's because it's their older model, right? This is when they were trying it out, figuring it out. I still use them. I have taken the bulbs out and I just set them under um, lights. So I have the shop lights. I will set them under shop lights because the bottom still works. The pods area still works. The basin still works. So I just throw those under lights and still make it work for me. Then I have some of the LED of the original with the LED. That's when they were transitioning from the bulbs to LEDs, which we find out are much better for growing in hydroponics. I have one of the ultras. I actually started out with the biggest ultra, the LED. I bought one on Amazon. My sister bought one on Amazon. She got out of hydroponics, so I got to inherit her ultra LED. And then I purchased another one along the way. So I have three of those. And then I went into the Bounty Basics. I like those for the larger tomatoes. I like those for my cucumbers. And then I picked up a little ladybug one. It's just adorable. I have to show a picture in probably one of my posts this week. I haven't planted anything in it. It's just kind of a more of a decoration more than anything else. So the 7 pod is a 7 pod. The ultras are also their 7 pod. It was their upgrade. And then their bounties are 9 pods. So it makes it really great for when you're thinking about configuring how many plants can you start in a bounty or how many plants can you start in an ultra because of the setup of where the pods are. And then of course, a little ladybug is just a little 3 podder. All right. So then I then upgraded into, I went out of the AeroGarden family and found the A Hope Garden. And I got the A Hope Garden 8 pod free. Someone was getting rid of all their gardening stuff and they're like, don't want to do it anymore. Found it on Facebook Marketplace, drove 30 minutes. I'll probably try to find that haul. I got tubing. I got the A Hope Gardening. I got a table out of that. I got so much of that free haul. So always be looking on Facebook Marketplace for when people are getting rid of their gardening stuff. That's where I get most of my stuff for free to grow my garden. Then after I got the A Hope Garden, they were announcing an opaque one. And now I have three of those. One, I will be doing an unboxing of that. It's still in the box. So I'm going to do an unboxing so you can see what that looks like. And then I got a let pot also on Facebook Marketplace, still in the box. So I'll be doing an unboxing of that. And then my Bluetooth 7 pod. It is absolutely adorable. I'm going to plant some flowers in it and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And yes, you can hook it up to your Bluetooth on your phone, on whatever device, and listen to music. And so your plants can also listen to music. All right. So I know some of you guys are probably trying to do the math really quick. So yeah, I got 47 hydroponics. So I may have an addiction because I'm always still looking for more hydroponics. And I'm going to show you why I have so many hydroponics. Oh, and my moist land. I forgot to add that one. Someone was getting rid of that one. So I got that one for my daughter's room just to put flowers in her room. So yeah, I got a lot of hydroponics. But let's get into the plant. So we're already at 9 minutes. So what are we planting? I have decided on everything that I am going to plant this winter. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I might add one more thing. I might add some Swiss chard because I want to grow those for the chickens. So I am, let me just say, yeah, I am going to grow Swiss chard. I'm going to throw it in a bounty and I'm going to grow those for the chickens for the winter. So what am I planning? I'm going to do the red sales for the challenge. You guys already know that. I'm going to do my outrageous, my Merlot, my Paris Island, my red, and my green for my salads. I do need some herbs. And the reason I need my herbs, definitely the cilantro, is because one of the tomatoes that I'm going to be growing in hydroponics, the challenge is the little Napoli and its aroma. And to be able to whip up some salsa, even a small batch of salsa, and having my own cilantro for my salsa. I mean, after that, um, oh, you know what? I'm not growing any jalapenos. Oh, all right. Gonna have to add some jalapenos because if you have salsa, you gotta have jalapenos in a salsa. All right, good thing I got a whole bunch of containers. So I'll add some jalapenos in one of those containers. All right, so then I need some curly parsley. My parsley is running out in my house, so I'm gonna grow it and then I'm gonna just hydrate it so I continuously have parsley for cooking. And then I wanted some mint, um, just for teas. Throwing it inside my lemonade, some minty lemonade. So gonna start some mint. My quick snack, that's for the challenge. Doing all my peppers. I'm doing the orange red, fresh bites, those kitchen minis we talked about. And I'm going to be doing the Air Garden green peppers. So I'll have all 4 colors. Um, then for my tomatoes, we're going to do the little Napoli for the challenge. That is aroma. The orange hat, the Tiny Tim, the Golden Harvest, the Mighty Mini. Those are all cherry tomatoes. The Siam, the Red Velvet, the Microtoms. Those are all cherries. And then your Veranda Red and your cherry tomato, they can get a little bit larger, slicer, about 2 to 3 inches, a little bit larger tomatoes. So that's why I'm doing those larger tomatoes for, I don't know, a sandwich. If I want to do a lettuce and tomato sandwich, I can use a little bit larger tomato. Then our challenged fairy tale told you I don't eat eggplant. I may become an eggplant eater after this. Put a little, I guess, little oil, throw it in the oven, and put it in the air fryer. And then of course we're doing some flowers, the Alaska mixed nasturtiums and the dianthus for our flowers. So what are we going to plant them in, right? So it's great that we have a plan, but I need to go through and figure out what I'm going to put in every container. So I already kind of told you my Harvest Elite Originals. That is where I always put my lettuces. So since I have to start the red sales for the challenge on 11/9, I'm going to wait to start my Merlot. So they're both growing at the same time. I don't want to have to raise my light higher for one plant than the other. So those two, I'm going to start next Sunday. Matter of fact, 11/9, I'll start those together. And since Outrageous is one of my favorite, I'm going to do a video tomorrow showing you starting my Outrageous and my Paris Island tomorrow so we can get those started because I'm out of lettuce right now. I have some in the fridge, but it's about to go bad, so I need to get started. And then I want to go ahead and start my curly parsley, my cilantro, my mints. Hopefully we have a plan, but plans change. All right, yeah, if I've got some eggplants, I will definitely bring in some to the meetups when we meet up, Shelly, since we live so close. And if you haven't looked at Shelly's or Cece's Texas Garden, those are my garden gals. We have a live every other week on Sunday evenings at 8 o'clock. Come and join us. We have a lot of fun. We talk of all things garden. We catch you up on what we've been doing in our garden. So if you weren't able to catch us during the week, you can do a quick recap on our lives, and then we talk about something fun every week. And if you have any ideas, please send your ideas to Miss Rashida. So go back to watch our last video and she puts the address, and I think she has the address in the description as well. All right, so let's keep going. Quick stack. I want a lot of lettuce, cucumbers. I like it for my salads. My daughter likes them for snacking. So I'm going to actually start 2 in my Ultra and 2 in my A Hope Garden. And I'm going to actually put my A Hope Garden on the dining room table because it's a really pretty um, system. It's got the clear bottom. It's just a really cute system. So I'm going to actually put that one on the dining room table and set it up really fallish with the cucumbers growing on the dining room table. Then for the peppers, I'm going to set up 2 ultras for that one. And I'm going to put one red, one yellow, one green, one orange. So then I have a good variety of color for my peppers. All right. Then let's talk about the tomatoes. Tons of tomatoes, but I really wanted to show you how you can be versatile with your tomatoes. So the little Napoli, it grows to about 18, I think they said 12 to 18 inches. So we need the height. I don't want to top them off. I don't want to do any of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in a Bounty Elite. A Bounty Elite goes to 24 inches. So it's going to, and I'm only going to put one in there because it grows, I think they said at least 10 inches wide. So it's going to be a pretty good sized plant. So we're just going to put that one by itself in there. The orange hat, we're going to do in a harvest. We're going to put two of those, one on each end. They only grow to about 6 to 8 inches, about 6 to 8 inches wide. So they can be touching. That's not going to be a problem. My tiny Tim, I'm going to put two in the let pot, but after I do the unboxing. So I'm going to try to do that unboxing sometime next week. Don't hold me to it because I do have a notary conference that I have to get ready for next week. And so might do the boxing next week, but we'll see. The AG Golden Harvest, it does grow a little bit bigger. I want to say in the 12 to 18 inch range as well. If I remember from last week, I meant to pull up that slide and I didn't. So we're going to put one in a Bounty. Just let it have all the nutrients, have fun. The Mighty Mini, it's one of the smaller tomatoes. So we're going to throw those back into a harvest, two on each end. The cherry tomatoes, those are really large. They're in the 18 to 22, 24 inch because you're growing the larger tomatoes. So we're going to just put one in that and then we're going to go for it. And Cece, she's like, oh, it's a unit to grow and to just grow food, no decorating for me. I'm going to put it, I have so many systems that I wanted to put it to look nice in the house. So yes, you do what you want to do. I just try to, my kids can be like, Mom, another system. So I want to make it look pretty if I'm going to do another system. All right, the Veranda Red, it's one of the larger ones like we talked about as well. So we are going to do those in a Bounty as well. Those are the bigger ones, the bigger Aero Gardens. The Siam, I'm going to actually do those in two. I want to do a little test. I want to put it in the A Hope Garden. We're going to put three of them, and then we're going to try it in a sprout. And we're just going to put one, and we're going to compare the two. And yes, that is a lot of food, but I give away a lot, Donzel. You're going to find out. My family will be like, what you got left over that you're not eating, Jacqueline? So I will be like, okay, I'll have some lettuce. Here you go, Mom. Because Mom is right now packing up her house. So she's taking down all her hydroponics because she's looking to move here in this shortly. So I'll pack up some and give it to her and so she can have her little salads. The red velvet, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it in the A Hope Garden, put it in a sprout. We'll do some comparisons to see how you can grow them. If you just want to grow one little red velvet in a sprout, and they're really, I think you can pick them up for like $50 on Amazon, the little sprout. Or if you wanted to go a little bit larger with the A Hope Garden, they run about $70 to $80, and then you can do three. And like I said, they look pretty, so you could put those on a ledge. Don't put it in a window, but put it on your dining room table, put it on a side table in your dining room, in your living room, and it still looks really nice. The microtoms, I'm going to throw those in a harvest. We're going to put two, one on each end as well, and see how that goes. The fairy tales grow to, I think, 12 to 18 inches tall. So we're going to put just one in a Bounty. We're going to start that on 11/9 with the challenge. The Alaska Mix nasturtiums, I have that little 8-pot A Hope Garden that I told you I got for free. We're going to put that in there. And then the dianthus, I want it to be pretty in my bedroom. So the Bluetooth stays in my bedroom. I'll hook my phone up to it. I'm listening to a story. It gives me the sound. And then I can also answer my phone off of it. So if it rings, I can pick it up, and I'm going to do the dianthus and put that in my bedroom. and we're using the Aero Garden dianthus for that. So real quick video. I didn't see any questions in the chat. If you have any questions, if you watch the replay or you go back to the replay, throw your questions in there. I'm trying to get better about answering or liking your post. And of course, please like this, share it. If you found this information valuable, let me know. Because we're going to be doing a lot more of these. I like the presentation style. It keeps me, see, I'm right at 20 minutes because of my presentation. It keeps me right there on time. But thank you everyone for joining. Share the replay and have a great rest of your day.